I just want to say that if you are watching this on YouTube, it would mean a lot to me if you subscribe to the channel because we've got a lot more content coming. Also, if you like the video, that would be great because it would help out with the algorithm. But with that being said, condiment tier list, the long-awaited, beautiful moment we've been waiting for. Now, I'm going to be honest, a great many deal of these I have either not tasted in a very long time, barely tasted, or have never tasted. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say that, like, Vegemite and Marmite, I don't think I've ever tasted before. And judging on what I've read about it, I think it's not going to rank that high, but we shall see. What I'll do is, for all of the ones that I have never tasted, I will make a separate video tasting those condiments, and we'll see how that goes. So, Vegemite. Now, Vegemite is nutritional yeast extract, right? I don't know how Vegemite tastes like, but if I had to guess, I'm guessing it tastes like a very sweet, like jammy molasses. Very punchy, very dark jam. It's super savory, so it's not sweet. Okay, the left side here will be things I have tried, and things that I haven't tried, if you can just imagine a line here, will be like on this side, and then we'll come back and I'll revisit where I want to put it. If it's savory, I think I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it in C. I'm going to put it in C. Because if it's savory, it might have a little bit of a saving grace. But if it's too salty, it might go straight down. Marmite, I'm guessing, is like a different version of it. So I'll put it right here. So that's where we're going to have Vegemite and Marmite. Torchy's hot sauce. Torchy's Diablo hot sauce. Now, this is not like Diablo sauce from Taco Bell. And I have not had Torchy's hot sauce. But considering how cool the bottle looks and how I believe it would have a very nice, maybe perhaps a tangy taste to it, this is going to have to be something I try. And I think I would like it a lot. And I think I would like it enough to put it in B tier. All right, on the side of things that I have not tried yet. Tabasco sauce is just a C tier hot sauce. I don't actually, I think it's D tier. If I have it and there's nothing else to really pour on my food, then I'll put it on. But honestly, Tabasco has this weird like punch to it that is like, it gets old really fast. Now, Kikamakin, if I think I pronounced that right, the soy sauce here, this soy sauce comes in clutch, but it does not come in clutch too much, all right? I would put it in B tier because one of my favorite comfort foods, believe it or not, is leftover cold white rice. You take it out of the fridge. It's still cold. You don't heat it up. You pour soy sauce on them, and maybe a little bit of mayonnaise, and it is just a nice little like morning breakfast snack. Just a little bit of like little clump of cold white rice with soy sauce and mayo. Things will go really wrong if you mix peanut butter with things. Peanut butter and mayonnaise, maybe. It always comes down to mayo, doesn't it? When are you going to get a mayo tattoo? I don't think I need a mayo tattoo. Listen, I was really close to renaming myself, like my internet name. I was really close to making it Van Mayo. Okay? I was that close, but I knew that was like, as much as I love mayo and it's one of my most favorite things that kind of defines me, it doesn't fully define me. Okay, Sriracha Mayo. Sriracha Mayo is actually really good. And I would put this in A tier. Now you're like, oh, of course it's an A tier because it has mayonnaise in it. Listen, sriracha on its own is kind of spicy and bitter and like, like it's sriracha, right? There's not much flavor to sriracha in my opinion. But sriracha mayo actually has that nice creaminess to it. It actually kind of, it tastes nice on top of anything you put it. Sriracha, you just kind of dump that on whatever you want to have spiciness. This you dump on if you want spiciness and a little bit of that flavor. It is great. I love sriracha mayo. It goes great on sushi. It goes great on most platters. If it's around, I will like squirt it onto like the side of my plate. Usually, always. Sriracha itself, which is what I'm going to be ranking next here. Sriracha itself, I would put in B tier. Actually, C tier. I'm putting sriracha in C tier. Now, please don't hate me. There's a reason. Okay, like I said, sriracha, like Tabasco, it only adds like the bitter spiciness that you might be looking for. But at the end of the day, I don't think it doesn't make what I'm eating necessarily better. Mayo sriracha on the other hand actually does make what you're eating taste better, not just spiciness. I'd never disagree with Van so hard than I am right now. Shake my head. Listen, here's the thing. It's totally fine if you disagree with me on this tier list because you have your own taste bud and palate. Taste buds. And you like condiments the way you like them. You know? It's like, to me, it's if there's a jar of sriracha in the fridge, I probably am not going to touch it. What did you link here? What is this?
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
I love Report of the Week. He is awesome, and I cannot wait to include that into the video. All right, what is this? Tartar sauce? Heinz tartar sauce. Tartar sauce is pickle juice and pickles and mayonnaise. I actually think pickle juice could go great with mayonnaise because I typically do have pickles and mayo. A while ago, I wanted to make a hot dog, but I had finished all of the hot dogs the day before, and I still had hot dog buns, but I had Clausen pickled spears. And so what I did is instead of putting a hot dog on top of mayo on top of a hot dog bun, I put a pickle spear on top of mayo on top of a hot dog bun, and it tasted great. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because tartar sauce is pickles and mayo. Depending on the pickle that you choose, it's very important. To me, there are very little pickle brands that taste good, and I love as salty and vinegary as you can get with pickles. So, in my case, most tartar sauces suck because they use too sweet of a pickle, and it makes the tartar sauce taste too sweet, and I don't like it. So, for me, personally, tartar sauce actually goes D tier. I don't like tartar sauce. If I tried to make some at home, I probably could make a B tier tartar sauce. But to me, Heinz's tartar sauce and most tartar sauces I get, if I ever try them at like restaurants and stuff, are just not that good. I would actually probably slide Heinz tartar. I would choose Tabasco and Sriracha all the time over tartar sauce. Next, ketchup. Heinz tomato ketchup. Solid B tier sauce / condiment. I love ketchup. I like it a lot. Ketchup, just like if it's around and I don't have mayo, ketchup is a nice go-to. Ketchup is really delicious in my opinion. Goes really great with fries. Goes great on burgers. I don't like it just on sandwiches. I don't think I've ever had a sandwich where I'm just like, yeah, bread, ketchup, deli slice, bread. I don't do that. I don't think I need a bottle of ketchup in the fridge, but if I have one, ooh, great. This video equals Van saying things so controversial yet so brave. You know it, dude. You know it. Italian dressing. Italian dressing is honestly an E tier condiment, and I'll tell you why. It's just a bunch of oil. I don't know. It's just a bunch of. It's just like there's something about Italian dressing that just doesn't. It doesn't like satisfy. I'm gonna put Italian dressing in E because I'm never gonna buy Italian. I'm never gonna be at the store and be like, I need Italian dressing. Like I'm never gonna do that. Ranch. Now this one in particular is roasted garlic ranch. And I know that there's regular ranch right here below me, behind me. Roasted garlic, I think, adds a little bit of that extra nice flavor to ranch. I'm allergic to dairy, so I can't have ranch. But based on my taste of ranch in the past, I will put ranch. If I wasn't allergic to dairy, ranch would be A tier because I would have ranch all the time. Ranch is delicious. I love ranch. But because I can't have it all the time, and I basically don't ever have it ever, I'm going to put it in B tier. There are some dairy-free ranches I've tried recently from like Daya, I forgot the brand. They're pretty okay, but they're not okay enough for me to have them all the time and want them all the time. So I'm just going to leave it at B if I could have it. French's, what is this? Horseradish mustard. Horseradish is something I do like having often, but not too often. Because that kick at the back of your head, it's like having wasabi. You know, it's just like you get that like if it just goes up the wrong nostril a little bit, you're like, oh god. But a little thin layer of it on a sandwich does add a nice kick to it. And in a way that I feel like it does better than like Sriracha and Tabasco would with adding that kind of spice. It's a different type of spice. I'm actually going to go ahead and put horseradish mustard at B tier. Actually, I'm going to put horseradish mustard at A tier. If I have horseradish mustard in the fridge, I'm like slurring. If I have horseradish mustard in the fridge, I will most likely always put it on the plate for lunch until I'm done with the bottle.
You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy this sin, not join them!
Dude, I'm sorry if my tier list is hurting you. All right, back to the tier list. Frank's Red Hot. Frank's Red Hot, in my opinion, is S tier. I absolutely love the flavor of buffalo hot sauce, and Frank's Red Hot nails it really good. And if I have a bottle of Frank's Red Hot, you bet I'm finishing that bottle as soon as possible. Frank's Red Hot and mayo is also a great combo for anybody who's wondering. All right, we've arrived at Marshmallow Fluff. Guys, it's just melty marshmallows in a jar. I could see this being something delicious on like s'mores. I guess you can make yourself a fluff sandwich. That's just a lot of sugar in between bread. Honestly, if you told me, Ivan, do you want to put Tabasco on like your potatoes and chicken, or would you rather put fluff? I'd probably pick the Tabasco, but I'd think about putting fluff too. I know I'm not supposed to put fluff on savory things, but fluff is going to be D tier. Just because, I mean, like... Nah, I'm going to put E tier. Just because it's just marshmallows. I thought about it. I'm not going to put marshmallows on my savory foods. Dijon Mustard. Now, there are many different versions of Dijon Mustard. I do like a little bit more of the artisan brands. Grey Poupon and a couple of the other ones. They make some pretty nice Dijon Mustards. I just took this picture of French's just like that for an example. Dijon Mustard, S tier. I love Dijon Mustard. It's just the right amount of kick and the right amount of flavor that you need to liven up a plate. And if I have a bottle of Dijon Mustard, I'm going to be putting that on every plate until I finish it. That's where I'm at with that. Ray's barbecue sauce. Now, okay, this is just going to be a generic placement for barbecue sauce, but Ray's barbecue sauce is also really delicious, and I've had many bottles of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. A tier. Practically goes on everything I eat as well. See, like, A tier are like bottles that are in my fridge that will get used like daily. B tier are bottles in my fridge that will get used maybe once or twice a week. C tier are like things that I barely look at when they're in the fridge. D tier is like, if I have it, if it's the last resort bottle, I'll use it. E tier is like, I'm not buying this at the store, you know? Even D tier is like, I'm probably not going to buy this. French's yellow mustard is a B tier bottle. I do enjoy yellow mustard, and if I have it available, I will eat it. Actually, fun fact, when I'm at like restaurants, or even when I was in high school, we would have yellow mustard packets, and this is a little bit of a guilty pleasure, I wouldn't open the packet, you know, the little rectangle ones. I wouldn't open it and pour it on whatever I wanted to eat. I would actually just open it and just like suck on the packet until I finished it. And there's just something I like about like it crushes my tongue. It just makes me like forget about what taste is, and it's just like, ugh. You really like overwhelming tastes, don't you? Yes, I do drink mustard. Van's ideal sauce is something that would just fry his brain as he puts it on his taste buds. My favorite way to eat those like Russian dumplings is to get a bowl that's like soup shape, put the dumplings in that bowl, pour vinegar to like have like maybe half an inch depth at the bottom of that bowl, a fork of mayo, mix it all together, and like I love eating dumplings like that, just like in a little tiny puddle of vinegar and mayonnaise. Miracle Whip is a disgrace. I've tasted Miracle Whip before, and it's too sweet. I might try and retaste Miracle Whip because I've had it so long ago and just knew that it wasn't mayonnaise and just was trying so hard and was just disgusting, and I hate it. Miracle Whip is the first F tier that we've rated so far. I don't like Miracle Whip. There's just something weird about it. Even the name Miracle Whip. What miracle are you providing us? Is that how you were made? Get out of here. Miracle Whip is what makes me destroy the store. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want it. I wish it never existed, but that's just me. Hellmann's original, real mayonnaise. I don't think anybody here really needs any suspense. Okay, Hellmann's mayonnaise just goes right at the top. Okay, this is what we're Hellmann's mayonnaise. All right, this is legendary. You know what I'm gonna do? This is important. Okay, that number one. Where's the gold? Let's get some gold here. Where is it? Gold. Give me some bright gold. Boom. Okay. It is important to me. Mayonnaise fuels me. It is a life source. It is an energy that I cannot live without. It is, if it could be S+, it would be S+. All right. What is this? Saucy sauce? Heinz saucy sauce? Hold on, let me get a better look at this. Yeah, Heinz saucy sauce. Is that just ketchup? I think that's just ketchup. Yeah, I think it's just mayo ketchup. Mayo ketchup is good. I would put it in A tier. Sometimes if I'm feeling good, I actually mix ketchup and mayonnaise. So that it makes sense. If ketchup is in B tier and mayonnaise is in S tier, it's gonna form together to make it A tier. So the math is lining up here. Fry sauce is what it's called here in the States a lot, I think. Taco Bell's Diablo sauce. Taco Bell's Diablo sauce is one of those hot sauces that I would also eat straight out of the packet from Taco Bell. If I have a bottle of this in the fridge, you bet that I'm going to be eating it daily if I have it. I love it. It tastes good. It's got a nice kick to it. It's got a nice flavor to it. They do a pretty good job there at Taco Bell with that. Domino's, what was this? Garlic habanero? No, mango habanero. Typically, if there are like Domino's garlic sauces, Domino's honey mustards, or Domino's like these tins, these little sauce tins, if that's in the fridge, I'll eat that daily too. So I'll put that right here. Yeah, I eat that every day if it was in the fridge. Van, do a Markiplier style video of you just eating different types of mayonnaises and ask for sponsors. I will straight up do that. I will straight up do that. And I will say this is inspired by Markiplier. That would be so funny. Cranch. I actually think Cranch would taste kind of bad. Is that just ranch and ketchup? See, I would taste this to see what it's like, but I'm like allergic to dairy, so I don't really know. Never had Cranch before, but I'm trying to judge on like what would it taste like if I put Cranch and ketchup together. Cranch and ketchup together. Honestly, I think this would sit. I'm gonna move Vegemite and Marmite down, and I'd rather put Cranch at C tier. Some of you might not have known this, but I'm actually a fiend for salsa. I love salsa. Salsa is delicious. Salsa is a mighty wonderful way to spice up and flavor up your plate. And if you get the right salsa, it can actually make what you're eating. It kind of gives you that like refresher, you know. It gives you that like, oh, all these fresh chopped up vegetables in my mouth, you know. And I love having a little bit of salsa on my plate no matter what. So if I had salsa in the fridge, I would actually keep this, like I would eat this daily. I would probably have salsa on my plate every day. You're probably wondering, Ivan, you have so many things in your like A tier that you say is your daily bottle, but like how do you like how do you put all these in the plate at once if you have them all in your fridge? No, okay, I take turns. Okay, sometimes I'll do 2 sauces. Like one day I'll just have like mayo ranch and maybe some mustard. Or I'll have barbecue and maybe I'll put mayo on my plate, you know? Salt. I actually would suggest that if you want to lose weight, one of the best ways to do that is to cut out how much salt you're having. I feel like salt is just S tier. Who doesn't like salt? As true as you are, salt would go into S tier just because it's like literally found in everything. But honestly, when it comes to adding things to my plate, I'd rather add a sauce or a condiment than sprinkle salt on to make it saltier. So to me, salt is going to sit in B tier. It's okay. You know, it just makes things saltier. Jif Peanut Butter. Jif Peanut Butter goes great on burgers. Honestly, Jif Peanut Butter is a delicious thing to put on in the most unexpected ways. I wouldn't put this on my plate every day. I would probably put it on my plate more than ranch and sriracha. So I'm going to actually put Jif Peanut Butter right there. I lied. I'm actually going to go put it in B tier. Smooth and crunchy, I don't discriminate. It just depends on the day, you know. I have both in my pantry. I will eat both. I like both. I don't think one's better than the other. I like them. All right, we got 3 sauces left or condiments. Ponzu sauce. I honestly, if it you know, when I'm putting up Ponzu sauce, I'm comparing it mostly to soy sauce. And in my opinion, Ponzu sauce is okay, but it's not like the sauce I go to or like the thing I want to put on my food. If I have sushi, like leftover sushi or leftover rice, I'll put some Ponzu sauce on it. But if I have soy sauce, it's always beating Ponzu sauce. I'm actually going to put Ponzu sauce in D tier because I would just like soy sauce. Just give me soy sauce. I don't want Ponzu sauce. Queso, or as I like to say, nacho cheese. I would actually love, I have had this before, believe it or not. I like nacho cheese so much that In the past, I've dealt with having an allergic reaction just because I want some nacho chips and cheese. Sweet Baby Ray's honey mustard. Now, for those of you who don't know, they call it honey mustard because you think it's just honey and mustard. But how does it get so creamy? From what I've experienced, from what I've read on the back of bottles, it's basically the same stuff. It is just mayonnaise, but with some sugar and mustard. That's false. Are you saying I am misrepresenting honey mustard? If you look on the back of a honey mustard bottle, it basically has all the same ingredients as mayonnaise. Now, I'm not saying let's make honey mustard and you just slap mayo and mustard and honey or whatever sugar or whatever into like a bowl. You don't do that, right? You make honey mustard how you make honey mustard. I'm just saying that it shares a ton of the same ingredients as mayonnaise. I'm going to put honey mustard in S tier because I always ask for it at restaurants. And typically they don't disappoint. I think honey mustard is one of those things that you really can't get wrong. You really can't mess up. You really can't like get a bad batch of it. And I will put it on all of my plates until I finish the bottle. Sometimes a little extra. Sometimes I'll just have a tablespoon of honey mustard. I would seriously just like put any of these 4 things on a tablespoon and mouth it. Everything here, probably they go better on the side. Everything here, I've had a tablespoon of peanut butter before. It's delicious stuff. There you have it. Finally, a few hours later, and we have gotten our tier list done and out of the way, ladies and gentlemen. If you liked this tier list, please be sure to let me know in some way, shape, or form. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you thought that my tier list was horrible. Doesn't matter, like or dislike, helps me with the algorithm. And for all of you who are here live watching me list this here in front of you, I know that a lot of you probably hated where I put some of these, but at least we've gotten this far and we've made it to the end.